Should we just keep that one quarter sketching and then get on with painting it?
Sorry, Chris, can you say that a bit louder?
Shall we just draw 1/4 of the page and then start painting it?
Yes. Now, I have started my bag, and I said we'd start with the onion, only so you can see what I'm talking about. So this bit of my bag is more in shadow than the rest of it. So I've made it darker,
yeah.
And it's 2 washes of colour. And when you come to it, you know that you need to bear that in mind, how you're going to make that area darker. And the way to do it is by mixing up slightly darker wash. Down here under the onion, it's also going to be darker. So I've just done this little bit of the bag to show you.
Yeah.
I'm now going to concentrate on the onion. Okay. Yeah. I've put in a little bit of colour here just to suggest that there's a shadow, which is green because it's the complement of brown.
Oh, right.
Yes.
It doesn't look green.
What does it look like to you?
It looks a sort of bluey grey.
Well, yes, it is a bluey grey. It's like duck egg blue, if you know what I mean.
It is.
Yeah, yeah. But I've only done my bag so to show you. For you, I would concentrate on that first vegetable and then do the bag once you've done the vegetables. Okay, so I'm going to start painting vegetables if you're ready. The bag is going in front of the onion here.
Yes.
And that makes it interesting. And it's going in front of the bottom of that onion as well.
Yes.
So part of the shape is what I'm trying to say. Part of the shape is obscured by the paper.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to start on my onion here, which is a red one. I don't know what colour onions you've all got.
Red.
Well, alizarin crimson and Prussian blue are the main colours for doing a red onion, I would suggest. And obviously you might have to drop a bit of dark green or something into it because remember the complement of red is green.
Alizarin blue and what did you say?
The complement of red is green. So we're in these really dark areas of the onion. I probably will introduce a dark green and then put the red on top of it.
But you said the 2 colours were alizarin blue and...
No, alizarin crimson. And Prussian blue.
Prussian blue, yeah.
Yeah. And again, remember, if there's a highlight on your onion, just keep the colour very pale and thin in that area. I would always start with a sort of very thin, pale wash to describe the form, and then introduce the sort of darker tones once I've actually got the shape and I can see it. I'm just going to show you my colour that I've mixed here. I don't know if you can see it. That is alizarin crimson and Prussian blue, and it makes a sort of dark mauvey red.
Yeah.
Quite useful to use a paper towel to lift out the colour when it's damp, because I'm noticing, the onion has sort of layers, doesn't it? And it has these sort of apparent lines on it created by the layering of the skins, and it's quite important to keep some light bits as well as the very dark areas. So just be careful when you're painting it. You don't just go blindly filling it in, because it's not quite like that.
So have you laid all over that the pale red blue?
I've done this really pale wash first of all. I've left a bit of white there because it's really got highlight on that edge, and I've made a dark mauvey colour and also a sort of more reddy colour, and I've left little bits of the underneath coming up through it. So it's a combination of 2 or 3 colours in this area where it's in shadow.
Alrighty.
Now I'm also using a very dilute wash of alizarin crimson, very diluted, just in places on the onion, because in places it's quite red.
Yeah.
You can almost introduce a tiny bit of vermilion as well if you want to. Right, before I go too far down the line, can you just have a look at what I've done so far? I've left this deliberately light at the top because that's going to have highlight on it. So there is some white paper there, and then a very thin wash of a pinky colour, which is diluted alizarin with a little bit of blue in it. This area here has got actually got vermilion mixed in with the red because it's warmer. And then down here, I've made it sort of a more bluey mauve and darker. So I think, you know, going back to what I did before, when you're doing a red onion, whoops. When you're doing a red onion, you don't want to make it, you want to have some areas where it's really almost white, which is, you know, where it catches the light. Remember, onions have got a shiny, slightly reflective surface. And then around that white area, I'd keep the wash pinker, warmer, and then allow the colour to, you know, be aware of the sort of lines of the onion as well, that you've got to leave those somehow. And the real dark colour is sort of down the bottom as it curves round back into shadow. I don't know if you can see that very well, sorry. Can you see that?
Yes, yeah, no, it's fine. Yep.
Okay. Now, I am going to start to do a bit of the paper bag because I'm allowing this to dry off a bit. That's the onion. And I also want to get the dark tone, which is under here between the paper bag and the onion. It's sort of, well, it's kind of dark brown. So I've mixed up a dark brown. And I should put some green with it as well. Don't rush it, please, anybody. Just really take your time with it. Really explore what the shadow areas are like and the shapes created by the creases of the bag. I'm using some vermilion in on top of this dark colour, just so that it doesn't end up looking lifeless.